There are huge misconceptions about tracing African American ancestry. I'm Henry Louis Gates Jr. I'm here to set the record straight. Myth number 1. Black people's ancestors can only be traced back to Africa. Nearly every African American who descends from enslaved ancestors is actually part white. The average African American is an estimated 24% European. Almost no African American who descends from enslaved ancestors or who has deep roots in America is 100% sub-Saharan African. Even in my case, I was shocked to learn that I am not only half white, but I'm also descendant on my mother's line from a white female ancestor. Myth number 2, all black people have Native American ancestry. It's the biggest myth in American genealogy. Maybe you believe that your great-grandmother's proverbial high cheekbones and straight black hair came from her Cherokee origins. That's not likely. The truth is, most of us are actually less than 1% Native American. Those features of your great-grandmothers likely came from another source, the white ancestors that surfaced on our family trees during slavery. But if you're still curious to find out what, if any, percentage of your ancestors were Native American, or how African or how European you really are, a DNA test is your best bet. Myth number 3, we all descend from one ethnic group in Africa. Every African American descends from multiple ethnic groups in Africa. It's also believed that we can discover which group we come from by identifying the slave ship that our ancestors were on. But this is a myth too. Plantations in the New World contained enslaved people from many ethnic origins. So our genomes are actually a rainbow of ethnicity from across the African continent. Myth number 4, every African American was a slave before the Civil War. While most of our ancestors did remain enslaved until 1865, some of them were freed before the Civil War. In fact, about 10% of our African American ancestors were actually free in 1860. Thanks to these ancestors, tracing your family history could be much easier than you ever imagined, since free people of all colors were listed in the federal census by name and on a wide variety of other public and legal documents. Myth number 5, you're just going to hit a brick wall. Many African Americans believe that slavery makes it virtually impossible for us to trace our ancestry. Before 1870, the federal census listed only free persons by name, including free people of color. So the large majority of our enslaved ancestors weren't identified in the census by name. And due to this fact, it's believed that tracing your roots will lead to a brick wall. But don't let that stop you. Thanks to advances in methodology, the brick wall is now much easier to scale. While misconceptions have led to obstacles for many African Americans attempting to construct their family trees, the truth is, we aren't alone. Family research can be difficult for a variety of ethnicities, but our genealogy and our genetic ancestry are the keys to uncovering valuable answers about who we are. And by tackling the myths, you can finally get to know you.